Moses is an ICT expert with the African Union Commission, working since October 2007, and you are coordinating the implementation of flagship projects like African Internet Exchange System and the African Leadership in ICT. So you have a lot of experience in ICT, policy frameworks, plan strategies, programs at national continental level, so I think you can have also questions from Moses. Please, Moses. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. As mentioned, I'm from the African Union Commission. So my presentation will just try to share with you some of our African Union program on infrastructure. We have PIDA, as you heard earlier in the morning. It's really our master plan. That is the program on infrastructure development in Africa. And within that PIDA, there is a priority action plan. Now, this priority PIDA basically covers all infrastructure elements. That is, specifically, it covers energy, transport, transboundary waters, and of course, ICT. I will only talk about the ICT element. Now, the ICT component has the following as the priority action plan: enhancing the environment for deployment of broadband, ensuring access to submarine cable through at least 2 different infrastructures, that is for international connectivity, connection to neighboring capital city or country by fiber infrastructure, and implementation of appropriate national and regional internet exchange points to facilitate intra-African IXP traffic. Now, there are a lot of initiatives under the first item aimed at enhancing the environment for deployment of broadband. The second and third, of course, our member states are also doing a lot. Of course, when I say member states, it's both public and private sectors. There are many countries are working on their national fiber backbones. Some have completed, others are ongoing. That is to bring in the regional connectivity. And of course, as you are aware, in the last decade, the eastern coast of Africa is the one that did not have any submarine cables on the map. But over the last decade, they have mushroomed up. And I think now around Africa, we are talking about around 10 submarine cables. So element 2 is being covered. The African Union Commission has been implementing the project that was mentioned that I'm coordinating, the African Internet Exchange System project, which falls under item 4 of this priority action plan. So I'll talk more in detail on this particular project. So the aim of the project really is to support establishment of internet exchange points at national level. We had about 30 countries that did not have this, and also to support the emergence and growth of regional internet exchange to be able to have intra-African IP traffic. As you are aware, this will increase speed and also make it more secure. So the project basically is being funded by the EU Africa Infrastructure Trust Fund and the government of Luxembourg. The project began in 2012. And so far, we started in countries where there is no internet exchange points, we provide capacity building support. And how we do this, we go there and do best practice workshops to mobilize all stakeholders and build consensus to establish internet exchange points. And we form committees there once they have the consensus. and to be able to finalize on some items like name of the IXP, location, organization structure, constitution, and other elements. So once this is done, so here for this we have already done in 27 out of the 30 at national level. And once this is done and they have finalized on those elements mentioned, then we go back. The target audience in the best practice basically, of course, are the managers of the different stakeholders to be able to take this decision and have consensus to establish exchange points. Then we go back and we do technical trainings. These are really hands-on technical trainings to enhance the capacity of the engineers to be able to interconnect their different networks to the exchange point once it is established. So we have done this in 25 countries so far, and we provide them with certificates, and over 400 have attained this. Once they have these technical skills, and then they are ready on they have demonstrated readiness factors to have the exchange point established, then we provide them with equipment and we facilitate them to set up and launch internet exchange points. So far, the new ones we've launched are in 5 member states. That is at the national level. At the regional level, we do have regional workshops to really discuss and for the participants to understand more on the business models for regional IXPs and also regional internet carrier business models. We've had these workshops in all the 5 regions, and after these workshops, we have also technical assistance. We are providing grants to selected. It's through a competition process. IXPs that are interested to grow into regional IXPs have submitted proposals. We have issued a request for a call for proposals. We started with the eastern and southern region because this is where most IXPs are in Africa. In the other regions, we were still supporting them to set them up. So we will issue the call for proposals next year. But in eastern and southern, they have already responded. We have started the evaluation process, and we should be awarding soon. In the central and western, as mentioned, we will issue this call for proposals next year. That is at regional level, to support internet exchange points to grow into regional internet exchange points. We are also supporting internet service providers to be able to grow into regional internet carriers. We don't have many regional internet carriers on the continent. We have a few of them that are coming up. And we want to develop, we want to build the business and technical capacity of these selected internet service providers to be able to grow into regional internet carriers. And we are also supporting the regional economic communities to develop regional interconnection policy frameworks that should be able to facilitate regional interconnection. So that's all I have for you. Thank you very much. If there's any question, please, I will be glad to respond.
Thank you. Boubacar Bari, West and Central African Research and Education Network, WACRAN. Thank you, Moses, for this presentation. Regarding the Internet Exchange Point Program, you have mentioned workshops held in 27 countries. My question is, don't you think that it might be a better strategy to focus maybe on less countries where you may have a snowball effect thereafter, and concentrate in those countries with follow-up actions. Because my issue is that you may have organized workshops, but if there are no follow-up actions with external facilitation, sometimes it dies slowly. That means that left alone at national level, there is no follow-up actions to lead to the actual implementation of internet exchange points in those countries. Because from the list of the countries I have seen, I know that many of these countries still don't have internet exchange points.
Okay, thank you. The way we looked at it, we looked at where there is no internet exchange points, because that's why we have 30. African Union, we have 54 member states. The others have. So we are targeting all those that don't have. Regarding your concern of whether trying to support many at a time will achieve results, so far we have mixed bag situation. There are many different scenarios on the ground. However, if you look, we've supported with the technical training, because we don't set up the exchange point until after we do also the technical training. So we've done in 25, if you may say it like that, because 27 was only the consensus, and some are very recent. But out of the 25, 5 we've already succeeded, we've set up. And there are about five more that are more or less ready that we are going to. So we are going to, out of 25, we're sure of going to have 10 new internet exchange points launched. Could be more, we wish could be more, of course, but even where they have not moved to be ready, I think the element of going there and preach the message, because we've realized even where that they are not getting ready fast, we have improved the understanding of the situation. So we are talking of at least surely of 10 exchange points new that will come, and who knows, with that better environment we live in place, others will come on board as well. Thank you. Any other question?
Joseph Noll from Norway. What are the most drivers which you have seen after you established the connectivities? Is that education? Is that entertainment? Or where do you see what promotes your access points?
Yeah, among the stakeholders, of course, the research education community were represented here. They are part of them. The NRENs, there are content providers there, and of course the internet service providers themselves who are going to peer. Now, the push factor. Of course, in fact, we wish we had more content providers on the content, local content, and we are pushing that because that brings in the push factor. The internet service providers themselves, sometimes there is this element of competition and some are reluctant and all that. So again, we preach the message to both, but we would like to see more local content to have this push factor for localization of IP traffic. Thank you.
Dick van Hoek from the Netherlands. Are you not making the same mistake as we made for 20 years or so? The internet and big data is a problem at the moment. And you have the advantage that you have not very much infrastructure at the moment. So if you say we have a push factor for content, shouldn't you add to it we have a push factor for quality content and for trusted content? If you do so, you could lead us the way how to really get information and not data in an ICT system that is, well, let's say, giving an overload of data, and it's more and more difficult to find the real information.
Lily, I don't, okay, when I say local content, more content on the African continent, yes, I'm not really qualifying. I would wish we are talking, I mean, I would imagine we are talking of content that is useful, that can be processed to, you know, to give information, to aid decision making and all that. So I say content to include all that. Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Ngarambe Donat. I'm from the University of Rwanda in Rwanda. It's pleasant to see all these efforts that the African Union is working on, but for purposes of building more awareness to the African continent, what strategies do you have in place to involve academic institutions and research institutions in this development, in this movement?
Yeah, specifically, if it is specific for this project, the targeted audience in this workshop include academia. We always invite the National Research Education Networks. On the continent, in fact, the universities, some of the exchange points that are there, universities have played a role in establishing them for those that are there. So when we go to member states, of course, as African Union, we work through the ministry relevant as responsible for the sector. But when we go at the national level, the targeted audience is clearly spelled out to the ministry that we work with, and they invite all stakeholders, including academia. So it is both public, private, academia. Thank you. Yeah, I think we can take the last question. And
Colin Sudano from Lion Grade, University of Nigeria. My question is, from your presentation, I saw that you were talking about countries that do not have connectivity. What of the ones that have connectivity and will want to expand what they've been doing? For example, we started the grid computing project under the UNESCO HPBGI initiative. Now the project has closed. What's the future? Is there any way you can be of assistance to us? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. My presentation focused on one specific project. But as I told you, even our master plan, PIDA, has the different components I mentioned. So there are a lot of other initiatives going on. But specifically, this project is looking at intra-country and intra-continental exchange of IP traffic. So there we are working with basically internet service providers, content providers, and the public sector. So this is specifically aimed at that, but maybe offline, maybe we can talk specifically to share on other initiatives that may be going on the continent. Thank you. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Moses. So we're going to close this session. I think now we have a break, 20 minutes break.
20 minutes break, yes.
Yeah, so we 11:15, we start. Okay, thank you very much.
Perfect.